What else do you want me to do? What else do I have to do to prove myself to you?
I'm sorry. He was going to interrupt me, face reddening, mouth wide open, but holds back. He grows thoughtful, the red draining from his face. Then he fixes his eyes on me. I got caught up, I think, in everything going on. I wanted some reassurance, but you're right. I'm sorry, you're right.
Listen, Alsie.
He reaches for my hands, holds them both in his, stroking them gently with his thumbs.
I've been thinking lately. I think I've noticed a pattern with us.
A pattern?
Yeah. You keep feeling like I'm not enough for you. Not doing enough or being enough, one way or another. See, he's putting words into her mouth again.
Do? Yeah. He nods slowly. Oh no. Really? I make you feel like you're not enough for me? Oh my god. James, I'm so sorry.
At first I didn't even want to think about it, but stuff like this keeps happening. You're mad at me for getting a little bit upset with you, or for not getting along with Chelsea.
I wasn't mad at you for...
Upset with me then.
I stop. I was upset at him for those things, it's true. Was I being too demanding this whole time?
I feel like I can't measure up to you the way I am. Like, you expect me to be something I'm not. Then you criticize me when I don't measure up. It seems like maybe, and please hear me out, I'm not trying to hurt you.
Okay.
You know how your parents got divorced?
I nod, defenses rising.
I know, but hear me out. I think you're creating a lot of these problems for us. I'm not saying there's not stuff happening between us, but I think you seize on these things and make them way bigger than they need to be. Maybe you're acting out now that we're living together and we're being more intimate. I mean, you remember what you told me when your parents first got divorced? You don't know what a loving relationship looks like. I think you're getting in your head about a lot of this stuff. Feeling insecure. You're trying to fix things before they even break. End result being, you're picking on me for a lot of stuff that isn't necessary to pick on me for.
I try to take this in, head swimming. My parents didn't have a happy marriage even before they divorced. They didn't lash out at each other, but they didn't love and support one another either. At least, not in the way I think a healthy couple does. I guess I'm not sure. I don't know what a healthy couple does, just like James said. I do tend to feel uncomfortable around Chelsea's parents. They love each other a lot and express it almost constantly. It's uncomfortable for me. We did start having these problems after we moved in together.
That's what I'm saying. I haven't changed, except that I'm horrifically stressed out. But you? It's not like you to be like this, Alsie.
I close my eyes. Not like me? Why does that hurt so much? It's true, I'm stressed and my emotions are all over the place lately. I felt like a can of compressed air, too much pressure. But I've tried hard not to let it affect James. But maybe trying didn't do anything. I'm always drained, always negative. That negativity leaks out into the person closest to me. This isn't the first conversation that's gone sour because something in my tone of voice or choice of words upset him. He was never sensitive about stuff like that before. Could he be right?
No!
No, he isn't. He isn't right.
No. You gotta believe in yourself, girl.
I never had any issues with my other relationships. Then again, I haven't truly dated before him. Only silly teenage flings lasting a month or two. They were barely relationships. Maybe it is the intimacy provoking this.
No.
No, that's still not it.
Gotta believe in yourself, girl.
I'm not backing down. My parents had a difficult marriage, but they cared about each other. Didn't they? Actually, it's hard to say. My mom told me the problems started happening 8 years before they divorced. I wasn't paying attention. Even then, they acted pretty much the same before and after the divorce. They never changed their behavior, at least as far back as I can remember. So, which was them loving each other, and which was them lying to us? If I can't even tell, maybe I truly don't know what healthy love looks like.
No.
No, that still doesn't make sense.
Because, like, okay.
These problems didn't start until we moved in together. Maybe we're incompatible? But it seems so odd. What changed?
Like, I don't know.
I've known him for 8 years. We've always gotten along.
I don't know if you're like this.
The only thing that changed
Jeannie?
is that we're living together now and we're in love. It's all pointing back to the...
Us not backing down. I feel like whenever, like, something goes wrong, I'm like, no. Like, I doubt myself for a little bit. And then I'm like, no, I gotta be right. Or I go to...
Gotta be firm,
Or I go to one of my friends to confirm I'm right. But...
it's like, I'm not crazy, right?
I'm not crazy, you know? But, like, I reassure myself that my feelings are valid. Or...
Right.
When, you know... it's necessary. And then sometimes I'm like, no, that's silly. You're right. You know, kind of thing.
Right.
Having people to bounce it off of is helpful too.
For sure.
FYI.
For sure. It's all pointing back to the intimacy. You can still see it, right? Okay.
Nicole just had a hiccup.
Okay. I've always had problems distancing myself from friends. I've always detached myself, even when I didn't want to. Chelsea pops into my head and I wince. It wouldn't surprise me if that old pattern should appear too. No. Do I feel like I'm insecure? Do I really have problems with James, or am I projecting? I don't know what I feel anymore. The only thing I'm sure of is that I'm afraid.
Okay, so I'm
afraid.
This is one of the things that, like, I miscommunicated or, like, didn't do in my past relationship, is that, like, he started telling me I was projecting stuff or whatever. I was like, what? What are you talking about? Or, like, that I was projecting stuff onto him, and I was like, what? What?
What? Yeah, it's hard because it's not like the things he's saying are completely unbelievable. Like, there's some grounds to them, but I think, you know, that's part of the danger of it, is it's kind of like, and maybe he does really genuinely believe it, but I don't think that like negates the fact that what she's feeling is real too.
He tried to start, like, talking about how he thinks I have, like, neurodivergent problems and whatnot, and that like trying to explain my behavior in some other way, like, and I'm like, what? What? And then it started making me doubt myself, like, and because I remember doing that and sitting there, like, crying, like, is there something wrong with me? Is that why I'm doing this? And, like, he's not a freaking authority on mental health. I'm hardly an authority on mental health, you know? Like, even though, like, I've done a lot of personal studying on it, but in the end, I'm not an expert, you know? Like, I only know what I've gone through. You are becoming an expert.
in the process, but not there yet.
Like, you're far more of an authority, a knowledgeable authority on this than I am. Which is why I'm glad I'm playing it with you. But the other thing is that, like, who is he to say, like, why I'm doing something for the reasons that I'm doing it, you know?
Right. Yeah.
I think he also tried to explain stuff. I don't remember whether he did that or not, but I want to say that, oh, he did. He was, like, trying to explain some of my actions one time because I don't have a dad. Because my dad died when I was a kid. And I was like, are you freaking serious? Like,
that's bad vibes.
Yeah,
bad vibes.
That's kind of like this here. Oh, well, you don't know what a good relationship is because you never went through it. Like, I don't remember the context of these conversations because it's been so long. I mean, it's been
it's been
nearly 10 years since I was officially out of the romantic relationship, but then I stuck around for another 4 years after that. That was a bad idea. But again, don't put all of your eggs into one person's basket.
Right.
But like, it's it's difficult because, like, when they start trying to explain stuff for you, it's like, who are you to tell me that that's why I'm acting the way that I am?
Right, that's the basis of this.
Yeah. Like, it's one thing to try to, like, come up to yourself to explain the other person's actions, and it's another thing to try to project that onto them.
Yeah, for
you
sure.
know?
There's a distinction there.
Okay. Sorry.
Okay. No, it's all good. I'm afraid to lose him. I don't want to turn out like my parents. I don't want this to go wrong. This is the only thing that's ever gone right for me. He's the only person that truly cares about me.
That's not right.
I can't mess this up.
No.
Oh, God. These aren't actually...
Oh. I was going to say that the period one was more, like, reassuring to herself.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, I can't mess this up. Like, I'm determined, or one's a more negative, one's a, I can't mess this up. Like, there's nothing I can do to mess this up.
Right.
Yeah.
Something touches my hand and I jump. James is staring deep into my eyes, concern etched across his face.
Are you okay? You've been frowning this whole time. You need some time to think this over, right?
I nod.
I figured. I know from my old counseling sessions, it can be hard to accept something like this. It's hard to wrap your head around. You feel like you know yourself so well, and then something like this throws you for a loop. It's okay. Take your time. I'll be here to talk with you about it later. No, you won't. You'll just talk about yourself again.
Happy birthday!
I love the sound effects!
It was cute. You?
Yep, I made that from scratch.
You made this?
I did.
It's from my favorite...
Your favorite movie and your favorite scene.
I'll never gotten anything this thoughtful in my life. Thank you so much.
Oh, that's why she wanted to get him the sword.
No. Oh, no. That makes me sad. In the end, James does take me on a date. Kind of. The bank is putting on some kind of anniversary party for the entire region. Everybody who has any kind of power over the bank will be there, and James is determined to impress. He's really gunning for that raise, and he wants me to come with him to the party.
Bosses are always more likely to give you a raise when they know you have family to take care of.
James isn't willing to take any risks with our first impressions, so we go out to shop for crisp, professional looks for the evening.
I can't wait to finally introduce you to everyone. I'm ready to show you off.
He beams at me, and I find myself beaming back. It truly seems like it'll be a good night. James picks a beautiful red dress for me, sexy but professional. He even buys me a gorgeous gold necklace, tying it behind my neck himself.
Hold up.
What?
Why is he buying frivolous things for her?
Well, I guess they have some money now that he's been working a while,
guess.
but it isn't that expensive, but I thank him profusely anyways. He shrugs it off.
I'll be making more than enough for us. I'll be making more than enough for us before long.
I am scared he's not going to get this raise and that it's going to go real badly.
Yeah.
The night of the party, I don the dress. Looking at myself in the mirror, I'm kind of surprised. I look so fancy. Tentatively, I smile at myself. Something about my reflection is unsettling. Something about my face, my eyes.
Something about the chords that Rom used also feel unsettling to me. Listen.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, it's a little bit like the same...
It's very dissonant.
Like, theme is here from before with the melody, but it's definitely, like, yeah, more dissonant. They look hollow. I need more sleep.
Ready to go?
I smile. The room rented by the bank is ritzy and glitzy. White marble floor and glass walls, lights above us twinkling like stars. My confidence falters just walking into the flood of glamorously dressed strangers. James immediately sets to work, schmoozing colleagues from all over the state. He takes me around the room, one hand on my waist, bolstering me as if he can sense my unease. Thankfully, alcohol is plentiful and flowing. I grab a glass of punch, wine, whatever it is, and down it. My nerves ease slightly, and none too soon. James is called off by his boss to meet someone important. He smiles and kisses my head before he leaves. I look up at the man he's left me in conversation with. What was his name? Paul? Whoever he is, he's tottering, drunk, blazer slightly askew, and face reddening by the minute. He smiles at me, then lifts a glass.
You're quite beautiful, you know.
Thank you. I try to sound disinterested, but not rude. I can't tell whether he's trying to flirt or just drunk, but I don't want to make trouble for James. He's definitely making me uncomfortable, though. I scan the room for escape. The man catches my wandering gaze and moves in front of me to intercept it. Oh no. I flush. He barks with laughter.
Now it makes sense why you're together.
He raises his glass again in another direction, a smug smile on his face. What? I follow his gesture. James is standing at the punch bowl next to a tall, blonde lady with a wide smile. They look like they're having a great time. A strange sense of panic floods my stomach, but I push it away. They're not doing anything wrong. Besides, I trust James. And besides that, she seems nice. She's a professional woman trying to make her way in the world. I should go talk to her. I'm sure she's nice. Knowing her would make me feel better. Maybe we can even be friends. I head across the floor, worried my movements are giving away my nerves. A bright smile plasters itself across my face. Hi! My voice is unnaturally high, even to me. They both turn to me, James with a satisfied smile and the woman with an absolute beam.
Do you want me to play her?
If you want, since I feel like I'm talking the most because of the narration, so.
Oh my gosh, I'm so glad to finally meet you.
She grabs my hands and pulls me into a hug. See? Perfectly friendly. She lets go of me and I step back, glancing between her and James.
Oh, silly me. I'm so sorry. I'm Melissa. I work with James at the bank. He has told me so much about you. Of course I have.
James flashes a smile at Melissa and I look between the two of them, somewhat bewildered. He's never mentioned Melissa to me. No, Melissa's the one who yelled about the staple. Yeah. Before I can parse what that might mean, she's asking questions.
You're still in school, right?
Her eyes flick to James. Yes, I am. I'm an English major.
Oh.
She giggles, a low hum that vaults into a high screech at the end. Oh my.
That's incredible. The world really needs more English majors.
I eye her, uncertain as to whether she means that sincerely. She sounded sincere, but nobody in her industry would feel that way, right? I must have taken too long to respond because both Melissa and James burst into a fit of barely concealed laughter. I try to recover. I do love it. I'm hoping to eventually go into translation or maybe closed captioning. The literature itself is more of a passion than a career.
Wow, that's incredible. How noble of you to consider something like that. I hear it doesn't pay well. But helping people is more important. I know all about that.
You do? I didn't mean to sound surprised. I couldn't follow the conversation. Melissa's smile somehow grows even larger. Her eyes are shining.
Of course I do. I love helping people.
She laughs, more to James than to me. To my surprise, he nudges her and laughs as well. I don't get it. Is this an inside joke or something? My eyes flick between the two of them, uncertainly, which only seems to make them laugh harder. Sure. Sorry, am I missing something here? A fresh peal of laughter. James actually doubles over, and something like shame creeps down my shoulders. Heat floods my face. I turn to Melissa. It was so nice to meet you, Melissa, but I've got to run to the ladies' room. Goodbye. I slam my glass onto the table and walk off, though in what direction I don't know. I didn't necessarily expect James to follow me. It would be stupid for me to do something expecting he would comfort me. But when I wind up on a bench by myself, I'm still disappointed. A As the minutes pass, the warmth I feel fades into a chill. I'm confused and for some reason ashamed. I replay the scene in my mind, trying to figure it out to no avail. It bothers me. It all bothers me. But something about Melissa sticks out in my mind. I can't figure out what it is. Eventually, James does come to check on me, walking with a boisterous spring in his step. My heart sinks. Before he can say anything to me, I blurt out, "James, I'm sorry, but I kind of want to go home." His mood plummets.
What? But we just got here. It's only been an hour or two. I have to stay. What's my boss going to say if I leave early?
Can't you blame it on me? He shakes his head.
He'll see right through that.
I'm sorry, but I really do want to go home. I've been drinking, so I can't drive myself or else I would. It's too far for an Uber, so you've got to take me. You can just come right back, please. I don't want to be stranded out here with a bunch of strangers. An odd shadow passes over his face.
Right, I get it. It's this again.
What again? Please take me home.
Ridiculous.
Excuse me?
Isn't that what you called me? Ridiculous? My feelings, my concerns, everything I want and work for? They're all ridiculous if they don't line up with exactly what you want to happen.
When did I ever? The memory hits me like a heat wave. You know what? This is ridiculous. In a moment of frustration, I did say that. Ridiculous, huh? And that was how James responded. I guess I'm the one being ridiculous right now. I stare at the floor, willing myself to disappear into it. I can't ask James to abandon the opportunity for a raise just because I'm uncomfortable. It's only one evening. He's still having a good time at least. After all, he's doing this for us. It's okay. I'll tough it out. I'm sorry. I smile bravely up at him, but he's not even looking at me. He's gazing into the crowd. Anxiously, I look for Melissa's silhouette, but she's not there. He's looking at someone else. I'd say go. I don't think his comfort is going to be much good at this point.
She needs some time alone.
He goes. After he leaves, I'm the epitome of a wallflower, perched in a rather glitzy greenhouse. It's a terrarium, and me, an ant crawling where I shouldn't be. Terraria! I spend my time gazing into the sheet of glass behind me, seeing nothing in the depthless darkness but my own frightened face. A bitter laugh raises somewhere inside me, but I think if I let it out, I'll start crying. Some hours pass. I spend at least one of them watching Melissa walk around the room, ferociously beaming as she goes. As I do, something around her neck catches my eye. It's a gold necklace, similar to the one I'm wearing. Then James is standing above me, fuming.
Get your jacket. We're leaving.
I'm confused. The party isn't over, but too grateful to argue. I grab my jacket and go. He slams the door as I get into the car, strapping himself in with flourish.
Why couldn't you keep it together for just one evening? Cheryl had to come tell me to take you home. She was worried about you. She said you looked so sad and scared. She thought something was wrong with you, like you were sick.
I'm sorry.
I'll tell you what, maybe something is.
I don't understand what he means by that. I'm awash in a strange mixture of shame and happiness. At least someone cared how I felt. But how does James look now? Cheryl, did she work with you?
My God, first Melissa, now Cheryl too?
I flush. I didn't say anything about Melissa.
You didn't need to. She told me you were watching her tonight.
He clucks his tongue.
Really, Melissa is my friend, and I was happy you two got to meet today. I can see why you might be worried, but you don't need to be. She's just a friend, and I think she can be a mentor figure for you after you get your degree. Do you like her?
I felt like I was missing something as fair, right?
I felt like we were missing something. I was like, what is going on?
Yeah. He lets out a sharp peal of laughter. He reaches over to pat my hand.
Don't worry, sweetie. I only have eyes for you.
He says it like it's a joke, and I'm not sure what the punchline is. The truth is, Melissa creeped me out. She's too happy to actually be that happy. Her smile's as sinister as a
See, the
knife.
thing is, like, he's assuming that, like, she didn't even, like, imply that he was cheating on her in her thoughts, like, that we're reading, or anything. Like, obviously, it's an undertone. It's always an undertone in situations like that.
Mm-hmm.
But we're just kind of trained to think of that, too.
Yeah.
Excuse me. But I think why is he making it about cheating when she didn't even mention that as a concern? That's what's sus to me.
It is interesting that he immediately jumped to, like...
that. Whereas it just made her... Like, Melissa was just uncomfortable. Like she was crappy. Like, my thought, like, if I were Alsie in this situation, I'd be thinking that he's talking crap about me behind my back, or about my English major, or something like that. You know, my goals, my aspirations
and stuff.
That, like, she was talking crap on me about that. Not necessarily that they'd be cheating, based on her interactions, you know?
It more seemed like she was, like, very demeaning. Like, the Melissa, that is, seemed like she was being very, like, talking down to her and stuff. And then there was, like, all the weird laughing and stuff, which is why, I mean, I think it made sense to feel like I felt like something was going on, that, like, we were just, like, not even just, like, I felt like I was missing something, is what she said, which is true. It's like, it felt like there was...
because the only thing that he's ever told her about Melissa is that she got mad at him over a stapler.
Right. That's all we knew. But there was no point in telling James. He'd make fun of me for it. There's no reason for me to be worried about Melissa. I know why I'm nervous. My parents' situation made me paranoid, and now I'm looking for danger everywhere. I've seen firsthand the devastation cheating can wreak, and I don't want it for myself.
And this is the first time we hear about cheating from Alsie's perspective, after James brings it up.
Brought it up, yeah. James and I have been over this. We came to the same conclusion. It's something I need to work on in my own time. For the first time, I truly believe it's right. I mean, it's tricky. Like, it's tricky. James snores beside me. He fell asleep rather quickly. I can't keep my eyes shut. I'm panicking. I feel like an animal realizing it's running into a trap. But I shouldn't. I shouldn't feel like this. There's nothing wrong with Melissa. It's me, again. I'm blaming an innocent woman for my issues, projecting. I need to get myself under control. These feelings, panic, insecurity, confusion, they're all coming from me, because I don't have a grip on my past. I didn't realize I was so hurt. I didn't realize...
She's focusing on the divorce impacting her. Yes, but I think I would personally be more concerned about me and him and figuring that out than how divorce impacted me.
Right, because...
Or that's what I would want to do.
I'm inclined to agree. At that party, I felt like I was the outsider in the room with him and Melissa. When did they get to know each other? For how long has he had a friend? I want to ask him, but he'd tell me I was worrying over nothing. Where did this distance between us come from? Why am I the only one who feels it? Why am I always the one mucking things up? Our conversations always end up pointing back to me. Isn't that weird? These can't all be my issues, right? I guess it's possible. Sometimes there's only one weak link in a relationship. Am I doing that much wrong? Our conversations always end like that, but I never know how they get there. We start talking, he gets upset, the conversation spirals, and then James snores loudly, interrupting my thoughts. I glare at his sleeping form, anger rising within me, then a rush of guilt crashes over me. He's so tired. He looks so peaceful. He may have left me alone at the party, but he took me home early, didn't he? It's just like he says. I need to pay attention to the stuff he is doing, not the stuff he isn't. Not the fear, not the panic, not Melissa. Him. I smile. I love him so much. If If I still feel this way about him, there can't be anything wrong with us. If I still feel this way about him, I have to try harder.
No! No, girl! What do we think?
What do you... This is amazing. You're amazing. I can't believe you made something this good. Oh, I think that's James talking.
I can't believe you made something this good.
You think so? I'm not sure I communicated the theme well.
No, this is super good. You're gonna be famous someday. I hope you'll stay friends with me when you are.
Of course I will.